Yes, morning. Um, Welcome back to the channel. Um, just giving you kind of an update of where it was. This is take two. Yesterday I tried to do a video, but holy Jesus, was it so freaking hot out that I got a warning on my phone and it shut down because it was too blasted hot. It was 35 degrees. Probably a little hotter in the garage of yesterday. But anyway, um, so I've got Max back in the garage. Um, Max has got still got an oil leak. Still don't know where exactly it's coming from. I've changed the rear main seal at least 3 times. I'm sure. The first time was with another engine, and then I've put a rear main seal when I put this engine into it, and then I took it out this winter and put another one in, and apparently I've still got a leak. I've changed the oil pressure sender, and I still get a leak. So I'm not sure where it's coming from. So I gotta find that. Um, I've got majority of the stuff done to max. I've still got to do the coding for the touchscreen. I now realize it's an error on my part of the coding, even though I used old code from the last one. There's a lot of differences between the old and the new. Like this time, I've got menus and whatnot to do different pages, and yeah, I've done some stupid things like not naming it all the same thing and then having it different things, and it doesn't know what the hell is going on. So that's on my part. I'm working on that in the house. I know that the system I have between the Nexian screen and the Arduino does work. I've confirmed that it is doing its job and the coding is sound. It's just I'm an idiot. I coded it wrong. So I've got to go and fix that. Um, I've now got uh, the 2 batteries and whatnot. All this seems to work. Uh, First switch does my winch. I was using that yesterday. More on that. Um, and then I've got these 2 batteries here that it will link together to give me a little extra power. The inverter doesn't work yet because apparently the cable I used is wrong. So it doesn't come on. It does. Uh, this nice setup here does work quite nice. It's a little hard to get it in first and reverse, but eh. I've got uh, the running board lights done up the way I want. So when you open up the door, there's a light fader on it. It'll come on white. I'll have to show you more when the system's complete. Right now, the midboard's in it. What I call the midboard. Um, so all this is in place. I have some sneaky stuff in here. This controls a switch that is located somewhere in this area that prevents people from stealing the truck, and it's connected to various systems and whatnot that allow you to do it. And I've actually even put a clutch switch for this now. So now it's safe that it won't start in a bloody gear. I just used the standard stop brake switch from Amazon, stuffed it up underneath there, put a bracket onto it, and then wired it to my clutch switch. I'm going to have to put a bypass in somewhere because of all this shit here, where the sneaky switch is, and with all the other shit that I've got going on here. If I go get an oil change done on it, it's going to be a pain in the ass. So I'm going to try to bypass it. So yeah, the Arduino is out at the moment, getting the coding done for it. So I've got the 2 relays here. The other relay for the remote is out. Then I've got all my other stuff. So I've got my running board fader. I got my ghost light, which does the signal lights and whatnot. And then I've got security on it. And then I've got my push button start, which does work quite nicely. You just kind of tap your key to just below the switch, and you'll hear beep, and then you push your foot on the brake and the clutch, and she'll start. So yeah, and there's my door locks, and then the lights for the cabin, the top lights. Everything does, like, when doing coding for the Arduino, I was wondering if it was doing its job. I can set it so I can do relay tests. So I just throw code onto it and it'll turn the relays all on or do a cycle and whatnot. So they do all work. And all that is sound. It's the head unit to the brains of the operation that don't. So that's on me. I've developed where I was dragging shit around the yard and my fan stopped working. Well, I've got the GM wired 3 relay system here. My low speed's not working, so the high speed, for whatever reason, didn't kick in. It should have, but it didn't. So I've got a temperature sender problem for the high side. And then the engine basically went into limp mode yesterday. The other thing I had was this pulley here, or the alternator, squeals if I have power running on that one because it's pulling too much and it'll squeal like a banshee. I found out that I also had that power steering pulley too far forward and it was chewing up belts. Seems to be better now. So so I went on a trip one day to go get a washer. Found out that was squealing like a banshee, so I moved it to this one. Well, this one decided to pack it in that day, and for whatever reason, this one was connected, but it was connected to the wrong pin on the distribution block up in there. So it wasn't even charging the second battery. So I just linked these two together that day and drove it like that, and this one died. So I had to go back to this one and limp home. Found out this one was hooked to the wrong spot and used this one and that one to limp back home. Yeah, by the time I actually noticed that this one had died, the batteries were damn near dead. I had to stop by work and then switch it all out. So, a bit of a problem. Other than that, the truck does perform and it does do its job very well. Like I said, the winch I had yesterday on the front of the truck, and it performed as much as I could have asked. Now, I did promise that I was going to bring you more updates on the accessories that I've got on this thing, the strobe lights, this. They're all going to be done by a remote. It's an 18 button remote, just like a key fob style remote, or you can do it by the head unit on the front. Well, the remote I can do no problem. That just pins it out to the Arduino. I want the touchscreen was working as well, so I'm trying to do both at the same time. And I've got almost little to no ambition at the moment because it's hot. I come home from work and I just don't want to do anything. And then funds are a problem. I'm also upgrading my camper. I'm doing stuff with that. I might bring you some some information on that later on. I also have my brother's truck I'm trying to work on, but I'm trying to get some money for that. But I'm also working on the house renos. I am working on upgrading my security system. So these little cameras here are all getting replaced. Well, I just found out that the ones I'm replacing with are 4 times the megapixels than these ones are. These are only like 720p. The ones I've got now claim that they are 5 megapixel. So the 6 that I've replaced already has crippled the machine that I'm running them on. It is not a speed demon by any stretch of the imagination, but it was working great for the 16 cameras that I have with that particular model for eons. So now that I've decided to upgrade them one more time to something that's more current in the technology nowadays and give me a way better picture, I've crippled the machine. So I had to fork out for another machine. It's an NVR style thing. So I'm trying it out. It was bought from Amazon. It says it will do 32 channels. So far, I've got 16 on it, and it does not slouch. The having the old machine and the new machine beside each other, there's no pale in comparison of the speed difference. Even though one's PC and running Windows 10 and nothing else except for the software to run the cameras, and the NVR sitting beside it, which runs on a microboard about that fucking big, and a hard drive, and one network cable that comes into it that does from my PoE camera setup. It's funneling all the cameras down a 1,000 megabits cable, and it just doesn't care. The PC that was sitting beside it, you could see just kind of sketching, and it just falls flat in its face after a while. So yeah, I've maxed out the CPU. It runs hot all the time. So I'm doing that. And then on top of that, I get, I'm pretty sure I had it on here, the Mazda 3 that I tried to do a Mazda 6. No, what was it? No, Mazda 3 2008 engine to a 2010 engine from a Ford and see if it would work. Well, it worked. It rattled. The customer didn't want it, which is understandable because I think the VVTs need to be replaced, and I just could not get the rattle to stop. It ran, it moved, it just sounded like poo. So he opted to buy another engine for it. I don't think I got it on film, and it came as a full package. So he gave me an engine, transmission, CV axles, the whole shebang. Just unloaded it on his truck, threw it on my floor. I brought the car into it, put the whole package into it, sent it on its way. And now I find out over the time that it's been gone from my hands to basically about 2 weeks ago. Since I've been so friggin' busy with everything else, I haven't gone back to diagnose why it wasn't working right. The story that I've been told, and I can't remember what I had for lunch yesterday. He phoned me up and said it wasn't running right on the way home, but I guess I told him that since it's a new engine that we just put in there, it couldn't be the engine, it has to be something else. But being winter, or going into winter, I didn't have the time and resources left to go and find out at his place to figure out what was going on. I figured it was a fuel pump and just left it at that. Well, now it's back, and find out it's dead on 3 cylinders. So I'm going to be bringing that back onto this channel, and I'm going to do a deep dive on it. At first, I told him that there was no warranty on it. There was no way in hell I was going to put another engine into it. But curiosity is basically going to kill the cat in this one. I want to pull the engine out. I want to find out why it's dead on 3 cylinders. So in the process, he's looking for the engine for that stupid car. And it's sitting out back right now, and I've just kind of kicked it over to the corner. So I'm going to be bringing that back on and tearing it down and finding out why. He thinks I did something wrong with it, or wrong to it, and I adamantly deny that there's any possibility of me doing anything wrong to it. Like I said, he gave me an engine. It was complete. I didn't pull any accessories off of the other engine, other than probably maybe the starter and the alternator. But other than that, it's dead on 3 cylinders. Like, one of the spark plugs is smashed. The porcelain and all that crap has been driven right up inside the spark plug. The next two behind that have been tapped as well. So, and there's no compression whatsoever on those 3 holes. It's just, they're dead. And then the 4th hole has 120 psi, and it's 0, 0, 0, 120. It is flat right across the board. So that's the only reason why I've agreed to do this, and I am in no hurry to do it. So it's just going to sit out back and wait until he gets an engine for it. So I don't know when that's going to happen, but I want to bring it on there and I want to find out why. I'll bring you along with it. So other than that, that's where I'm at in the world at the moment. I'm still trying to do an extension onto this garage. City planning has me trying to figure out a bunch of things. And again, it needs money. And I don't have it. I need to do like a survey, and I have to do this, that, and the other thing, and I got to give them drawings. Oh, God. So right now, I got to get other things done before I even get... Oh, Jesus. Before I get to that stage. Like, I got to get my brother's truck out of the way. I got to get my Mazda 6 out of the way. And I might have to use that to fix my other one for the winter, because I'm an idiot, and I drive with cruise control in the wintertime, and I had bald tires. So the rear end got away from me. It went into the ditch. It took out, it took out, because I kept it as a souvenir. It takes out one of these. Yeah, so this thing is on the side of the highway, and it tells you where the edge of the highway is. Well, I hit that with the ass of my car. And I didn't realize until later on, but it has a steel pole inside of it. I found out later on when the snow all melted away, and you could actually see it laid over in the ditch. So that's why it took the taillight, the bumper, and crushed the door in. It was not a fun ride. It was a bit of a butt pucker. I might put some video of it going in. But yeah, I got to fix that now too. The other one, I'm still waiting on an airbag module that I can actually use to put into it. It's either that or there's a harness somewhere that's fucked up. Again, I haven't put much effort into it, so I don't know what's going on with it. My brother's truck, I've got at least 2 sensors I've got to figure out. I don't know if a mouse has gotten to them or they're just dead. So again, I got to get that in there, and I got to do some brakes, and then it's got to go off to safety. So I might be able to get to them sometime this year when I put a transmission and transfer case into it. I'm hoping that it doesn't require them to know that they're broken, because the transfer case won't go in the 4-wheel drive. It's one of those auto-track ones, so it's probably wasted inside. And the transmission slips once it starts getting warm. But it'll still run and drive, but it just won't tow very well. And if you flat gas it, it'll just rev until it decides it wants to shift. So other than that, if you drive it sensibly back and forth from spot to spot, it doesn't seem to be too bad. But you do notice it does slip a little bit. So I'm hoping when they go to do their test, I know the place I'm taking it doesn't take it very far, and it doesn't warm up all that much. It should be okay, and hopefully it'll pass. And then if it does pass, then I'll change the transmission and transfer case. Because, you know, those are expensive, and they're also hard to get. So I want to do that. But other than that, that's where everything is at the moment. I know I haven't been posting in a while, but again, like I said, life has gotten a hold of me, and I've got a lot of things to do in the summer, very little money to do it, so therefore there's no sense of bringing in doing content and whatnot. So things fall to the wayside. So that's where the updates are right now. Oh, and the other thing is I'm still trying to build that that car trailer. I still have plans for that. Right now, the car that I got to put the engine into is buried underneath it. But again, money, time, and effort, you just got to go into that. So I got to get 2 fenders for it and some cross beams to make the center stronger, and then I'll put the decking down. It's cleared off. I just got to find the cash for it. So other than that, yeah, I will bid you adieu.